That's what happened to Miami. Timmy! Woo! Oh yeah, we have moved the skeleton. I watched a movie here, so moved him back there. Now I think about it, it's time to put old skeleton up because Halloween's over, man. October flew by, but it always does because it's college football season. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, second cup of Joe, there we go, of the day. Let me set this down. Miami, the Hurricanes. Wow, they're showing it right here. Sorry this video is going up later than normal. I was waiting for that game to finish. It just got done. Wrapping up. What do you know? Ironic enough, they're showing it right there for the video. They did that on purpose. It is cold up in the man cave. Man, it was like 40 degrees last time this morning. I like it. That was my type of weather. I like the cold. Man, oh man. We're going to do a 2-for-1 special. I thought about splitting them up and whatnot. Let me turn the TV down so we can lock in and get down to business. But I said, no, we're just going to throw them in together. No need for 2 separate videos. You get all your facts and ball knowledge from this video alone. If you're here for the Miami Hurricanes reaction, you got it here. We're going to talk about that after the Texas game since it was last. First things first, clap it up to our winners. The Texas Longhorns. Oh, wait a minute. My apologies. I know some people are going to be mad. I do got to address this. What in the world is going on with YouTube TV? I know what's going on, but man, that was a huge debacle. Y'all know I have been an advocate for YouTube TV. This is not sponsored. They don't pay me to say this for years. I've been with them for so long, and I tell you guys how you got to get it. The multi-view, it's insane. It's crazy. Crazy good. I like it. Big YouTube TV fan. But man, they couldn't get an agreement done. I was shocked. Yesterday, I wound up tweeting out. I'm going to read it off word for word. That way, I don't misspeak. By the way, if you want to see what we're saying during the games and whatnot, want updates on the channel, feel free to follow the Twitter. Where's this at? I got it right here. Oh yeah, I said, YouTube TV has until 11 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, this was yesterday, to reach a new agreement with ESPN, or I'm entering the transfer portal. I meant that. 110%. So you're probably sitting there wondering, well, Matt, they didn't reach an agreement. What happened, buddy? So I'm kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out on the portal. So what I wound up doing today, I know some people were saying in the comments of the tweet, Matt, you got to get over, whatchamacallit. What are those options? Hold on, give me a second. I got to pull it up. Oh, yeah, the Fubo TV. I'm like, Hulu TV. I'm like, I don't want to do that either. I don't want to do anything. You know, I'm tired in the Big 2025. You got to have all these different apps to watch games. For example, if you want to watch Thursday Night Football, you got to have Amazon Prime, which for me isn't that big of a deal because I do have Amazon Prime, but it's just the fact you got to switch all your apps. And now I don't want to get rid of YouTube TV. I'm not going to be one of these people that's like bashing it. No, I love it. I do. It sucks I haven't come to terms on an agreement, but it is what it is. I'm not going to cancel my membership. Not now. The only reason I have it is to watch sports because that's the only time I ever watch TV. I don't watch TV much at all. So if they never get this resolved, then I guess I'll cancel it. But for now, I know eventually, probably like 3-4 days, a week or so, they'll get a new deal. But for today, at least, I think this is the best option for people like me. I did the Sling TV 1-day pass. I narrowed it down to 2 things, the 2 best options. Hulu TV, I think your first 3 months was $65. But the problem is I don't want it for 3 months because YouTube's going to get this resolved, right? Or at least I'm thinking they will. And then you're paying, what is that? So, you know, right at $200 for an extra streaming service you're probably not going to need. Nah, I didn't want to do that. But Sling TV has the ultimate sports package. You can buy a 1-day pass, and that's all I need. I'm only watching TV for 1 day, get all the sports channels. It's not the $4.99 one, it's $5.99. It's like the Plus Sports. That's going to buy me at least a week or so, or buy me today. And we're going to be good there. I did want to explain that because a bunch of people on Twitter asked me, Matt, what are you going to do? Explain it here. Moving along to the main focal point of this video. The Texas Longhorns. Man, is it a Texas football game without some chaos this year? I don't think so. They win another one by 3 points. They barely skimmed past Vanderbilt. They survived. And I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's because, I don't know, the weather's changed. It's cloudy. It feels like, I don't know, a euphoric feeling. That was one of the weirdest games I've ever watched. It felt like Texas dominated them from start to finish. As I'm watching the fourth quarter, I'm like, should I flip it? Heck, I considered making the reaction video because if it's a blowout, I'm like, hey, we might as well get this up right now. I thought about doing it at the start of the fourth. I was like, well, let me see what Vandy does here. And they just ring off 21 straight points like it's nothing. They were down by 24 points in the fourth quarter. They were inches, I'm talking about inches away from getting that onside kick. They had their hands on it. Multiple guys had their hands on it. And here's the thing with the onside bonsai kick, fellas. If you get that onside kick, it's not like, oh, you get the ball at your 25. They'd have been at midfield. You need 15 yards and boom, just like that, you're in field goal range. Vandy is one of the best kickers in the nation. I hate to throw this in there, but it is the truth. I didn't think that kick would hurt him, the one he missed earlier in the game. Or it was in the second half when they were down by a bunch, but it did. He missed the field goal, and what they lose by? 3 points. Of course, you can't really do that. Oh, well, if he would have made that, because probably would have changed the way you would have went about things at the end, but he did miss the field goal. They lost by 3 points. Just weird. I am going to praise Arch Manning in just a second. Let me get to it. But the ending of the game was actually how Texas has looked this entire season. Sloppy, undisciplined, just not a very good football team. That's the Texas I've been accustomed to watching. Now, here's the thing. You take away the last, we'll say, 5 to 6 minutes of the game. Oh, my gosh. Texas looked like a top 5 team. They dominated Vanderbilt on offense, both sides of the ball. Pavia got sacked more times. I think heading into this game, he got sacked 7 times this year combined. In this game alone, he got sacked. It was either 6 to 7 times. The front 7 was just ferocious, to say the least. What about Vanderbilt's tackling? Their tackling was awful. The first play of the game, or was it the first play? It was either the first or second play of the game. Arch Manning has that swing pass where it doesn't, or wide receiver screen, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything, but Vanderbilt misses a couple tackles, and boom, they're off to the races. Since I brought them up, let's talk about it. I pride myself on this on the channel. I wound up tweeting it out. I'll actually show it to you guys. I ain't going to pop it up on the screen. I'll just show it to you right here. Oh, yeah. I said, let's see if I can focus. Probably not. But you see, I said, I have crapped on Arch Manning more than anyone else. I critique when it's time to critique. I give credit when credit is due. Arch Manning deserves a ton of credit today. He has looked phenomenal, great performance. I mean that. There's not too much more to say. I haven't even pulled up the box score. We'll do that in just a second. Or actually, we'll probably do that in live time since we got to hurry up. I don't want to make this video too long because we're doing 2 videos in one. Man, Arch Manning, he looked about as good as you can look. But that's been the story of Arch Manning all year long. One game he's like this. One game it's like this. And I'm bringing it up. I already know Timothy and Bobby, they're going to flame in the comment section. Matt, quit bringing up the apples and cookies analogy. I got to bring it up. If you eat apples, or my apologies, if you eat cookies 6 days a week, and you eat an apple, or you eat fruit, you eat healthy, on Sunday, one day of the week, the one healthy day of eating, it doesn't outweigh the 6 bad days of eating. Same thing here with Arch Manning, but to a different extent. Monday, he eats healthy. Tuesday, he eats unhealthy. Wednesday, he eats healthy. Thursday, unhealthy. You see, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, he played good today, but he's got to be a little more consistent. But for today at least, and that's all we're analyzing, he was phenomenal. He was getting through his progressions, was just dicing up that Vanderbilt defense. And Vanderbilt has a pretty solid defense. They held old Ty Simpson and company, talking about Alabama, the 23 points before they got that late doo-doo touchdown at the end. 23 points. That's your Heisman frontrunner. And Ty Simpson wasn't, crossing all his T's and dotting his I's against Vanderbilt. Granted, he didn't struggle, but he didn't look like the Ty Simpson we've seen all throughout this season. I was really impressed with Arch Manning today. Just had some nice zip on his passes, hitting the receivers in stride. Couldn't have played too much better. He had the one touchdown at the end where the guy dropped it. At first, they called it a touchdown, then they reviewed it. Obviously, they dropped it. That was a beautiful ball. Even his incompletions looked good. I'm trying to think. Would I say that's the best he's looked this year? He's had some solid performances. But yeah, I would say so. When you take into consideration, you were playing a good defense. Vanderbilt's defense, nothing crazy, but they're solid. They're good. I give them that at best. Really impressive there. Not too much more to say on the offensive side of the ball. Texas always has a good wide receiver, good running back play. Oh, the O-line, nice little golf clap to them. A main reason for Arch's struggle this year because the O-line has been hand in hand. Arch has sucked it up, but the O-line has sucked it up. Put it together, recipe for failure. But the offense, they did their thing. The defense at the end of the game, you got to be kind of disappointed if you're a Texas fan. What about not the, what was the score? Oh, yeah, 34-16. Vandy has the ball in their 20-25. 4 minutes to go. The busted coverage. That just can't happen, man. All you got to do is keep everything in front. Vanderbilt has that slow-paced offense. If you tackle them in bounds, best case scenario, Vanderbilt scores right at the 2-minute warning. But no, you give up the 80-yard bomb to Stowers, the tight end, and you had a ball game on your hands. From an entertainment perspective, it could have been too much better at the end of the game. Vanderbilt, let's talk about them a little bit, because I don't have too much more to say about Tech. You just got to finish better. Got to finish better. But I said it last week with Mississippi State, and I said the week before with Kentucky. This is what championship teams do. They find a way to win. Winners win. They always find a way to win. Losers lose. They always find a way to lose. Congratulations to Texas. Didn't finish great, so it kind of leaves a sour taste in your mouth, but a win is a win, a top 10 team, and you're in the SEC. You can't be feeling too bad. Not feeling fully confident in this Texas team, but optimistic, cautiously optimistic. And same thing goes for Arch Manning. I want to see how he does against Georgia and A&M. That's going to be the real test. But today, he was really good. Should I even, how much time? Yeah, the video already been kind of long. Should I even write down the box score? We got to do it, don't we? Wow, these are very similar numbers. I didn't know Pavia had that many passing yards, but I guess at the end, when they were trailing, he was getting all them chunk plays. QBR. Yeah, we'll write that down in a second. Oh, let me get that the glare for you guys. As Indiana scores another touchdown. Pavia, 27-38, really turning on at the end, got a lot of these yards. 365 passing yards, that's a lot for old Pavia. 3 tutties, 0 INTs. How many rushing yards? Led the team in rushing. 14 carries, 43 yards. Second leading rusher, only had 11, yeah. He didn't get any help there. He had a QBR, we'll write this down. QBR, 84.6, round that up to 85. Yeah, he'll take that on the road. He played good enough to win the game. Oh, Arch Manning. Very nice, my man. 25 for 33. You'll take that. That is efficient. 328, 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs. How many rushing yards did he have? Because we know he's a dual threat. Oh, he only had 1 carry for 4 yards. But his QBR was a little bit better than Opavia's. Yeah, we'll just go under here. 93.2. Pull up the team stats. I am curious. Wow, even game. Vanderbilt, listen to this. 25 first downs, Texas 23. Vanderbilt 7 for 13 on third downs. Texas 7 for 11. Vanderbilt was 2 for 2 on third downs. Man, this is one of the closest box scores I've ever seen. I mean, when you look at these numbers and the team stats, Vanderbilt had 423 total yards of offense. Texas had 428. Passing yards, as you see, same. Rushing, Texas only had 100. Vanderbilt had 58. And then, Vanderbilt had that 1 turnover. Penalties were the same. Vanderbilt had 8 penalties. Texas had 9. I don't really want to address this. I'm not going to get into it too much because there's nothing to talk about. You just got these, I don't want to call them idiots, just delusional people talking about, oh, well, that 2-point conversion, there's no way the ball actually crossed. It did. You have to understand, Timothy and Bobby, that pie line view they were showing you wasn't the actual pie line. The pie line was right here. In the view you saw, the pie line camera is actually another pie line to the right of it. So you were seeing an obscured view. The view's down the line. They showed one that was directly down the line, and the ball was right on the white. For those of you who don't know, that ball doesn't have to cross the white. If it touches the white, it's a touchdown, or it's a good 2-point conversion. And since the call on the field was, hey, it was good, you couldn't overturn it. I don't even think anything was controversial there. Let's erase this. Get on to, oh yeah, it's going to be a long video. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Miami lose. I'm not even going to write down the stats. You know why Miami lost this game? Timmy Beck strikes again. That's why Miami lost. Because of Timmy. But a game losing interception in overtime. You hate to see it. I know he had another interception. I know the wide receiver, he kind of tipped it up himself. That wasn't on Timmy. But still, a pick is a pick. They're not all made the same, but he had 2 interceptions. It's the story of Beck's career. Did he play bad? No. It's the turnovers, though. It was at Georgia because it's like, well, Carson Beck, he's such a good quarterback when he's not throwing it to the other team. It's kind of, I guess you'd say, hypocritical to say or ironic to say, but it's the truth. His downfall is throwing it to the other team. Outside of that, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. I know that sounds really stupid, but that's all you got to say about Carson Beck. This isn't anything new. We saw it at Georgia. It's why Georgia lost games when he was starting there. And it's why Miami has lost 2 games now. Think about, who did they lose to a couple weeks ago? Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, yeah, Louisville. 4 interceptions in 1 game. I mean, he is the only reason they lost to Louisville. This one, I wouldn't say he's the only reason, but he is the main reason. When you got in overtime, I guess some of you could say, well, Matt, either way, if they kick a field goal there, they lose. Sure. And SMU is not a bad team. They're not a bad team at all. I'm not even going to write down the stats for this game. Jennings, he was okay. He didn't really wow me, but he's hard to get down. I talked about this game in the preview. It's going to be tough for Miami to win. I did pick Miami. SMU, they get the upset shot to Rhett Lashley. I believe he just signed an extension there. Miami outgained them, had more total yards. Dang, Miami was 7 for 16 on 3rd downs. SMU was 3 for 13. There was that controversial, was it the roughing the passer call in the 4th quarter that got him in field goal range? But it is what it is. It was called. Miami, maybe they're not as great as we thought they were. I was taking up for them a little bit. I'm not going to write anything down. Actually, I will. That's what happened to Miami. Timmy! That's all she wrote. They're still pretty solid defensively. Heck, they only gave up 20 points in regulation. It's just, I don't feel bad for them because nobody feels bad for Miami. It's just, man, I thought there was no way with what I saw, but even before the Louisville game. And even after, I was like, nah, this is a different Miami team. There's no way they're going to pull a Miami. They do it every year. They start out 5-0, 6-0, 8-0. And then they just fall apart. At a certain point in time, well, people have been doing it, but is this a curse? Is it something mentally? Is it like the Georgia-Bama thing? They just can't get over it mentally? I have no idea. I don't think Cristobal's a bad coach. I don't think he's a great one. He's just good. I don't know. Maybe he's not a good motivator. I know he's an outstanding recruiter. There's very few times where I don't have an answer for you, and this is one of them. If you're a Miami fan, please let me know in the comment section. What is your analysis on this game? I don't understand how you can look as dominant as Miami has looked at the beginning of the year. Then you do this crap. Hey, it's not just this game. You look pitiful against Stanford in the first half. You look pitiful against Louisville. Even Beck, take away the Beck thing. The team just, they weren't bad against Louisville, but something was missing, you could tell. And then this. I guess it's just Miami. What are we going to call it? We got to have a saying for it. We used to call it Clemsoning. No, you know what? That's what we're going to call it. Miami's doing their best. No, they're pulling a Clemson. That's what we're calling it. They're pulling a Clemson. I guess I got to say I don't take Miami serious. If they, I don't know. I haven't looked at it. But this year it's not looking good. Not looking good. Probably not going to make the playoff. And I'm not saying that because if you win out, you may have a decent chance. But it's like, can you even win out? I don't know. Many more things I could say. We're going to end up here. Let me know your thoughts down below. But